What up, y'all? It's your boy Infamous, being called me Infamous Bullet. Welcome back. Alright, part 2 of Wednesday finally came out like a couple days ago. And man, it does not disappoint, man. Like, share, subscribe, follow me on Instagram, check me out on DeviantArt. The links to everything is down below. And guys, if you want to get my videos early, head over to my Patreon page. The link is in the description down below. Part 2 started with Morticia pretty much reading Wednesday a book. Wednesday has been in a coma for like a month now, and pretty much like Gomez just came in and tried to tell Tish, I know that you're feeling sad about Wednesday, but we gotta keep going right now. After Morticia and Gomez left, Wednesday started to wake up and she started to see Principal Weems. Weems died last season. Wednesday is kind of like in this state of limbo where she's almost like dead, but not really dead yet. And she found out like her and Weems are related. They're like 13 something cousins, twice removed. And also Wednesday knew Spirit Guide. Wednesday was not liking the idea at all. Weems pretty much like decided to be like Wednesday's spirit guide because none of the other like, ancestors or I guess relatives of Wednesday that are dead, wanted to like take on the job because of like what happened last year with Goody Adams. But Weems liked the idea of coming back and messing with Wednesday from beyond the grave. Weems pretty much like gave us a little recap of everything that happened in part 1, how she kind of like left Tyler kind of like loose and kind of like broke into Willow Hill, and kind of was responsible for Enid's death. Then eventually, like, Wednesday actually wakes up for real. Judy was holding a press conference at Willow Hill, pretty much telling, like, everyone that, like, hey, like, the facility's being shut down, all our patients are really, like, relocated somewhere else. But we all know that's a lie. Sheriff Santiago pretty much told them, like, hey, be on the lookout for Tyler Galpin, Fester, and the zombie because they're extremely dangerous. The press have been like wondering like where's Tyler Galpin. Evidence points to the fact that Tyler's been shot and possibly is long dead. Eventually like Sheriff Santiago pretty much like got a little text saying that Wednesday is awake. Sheriff Santiago pretty much like went to Judy and pretty much told her that Wednesday woke up and hopefully she can like get a little more answers on like what's really happened. But Judy's like trying to like tell her like, hey, it was nothing more than just an unauthorized visit. Judy got in her car, it was raining, and pretty much she called her like assassin guy to like kill like every single like remaining escaping inmates to like cover her tracks. The assassin told her like he already caught like all of them except one, the woman that like Wednesday helped escape. Judy showed up at the hospital with like Rosa with some flowers and pretty much like told Wednesday, hey, if you ever call the cops and stuff, they're not gonna find nothing. Then Wednesday started asking about like the woman that she let out, and like she realized that there's more to this whole thing than just like the Lois experiments. Then a nurse like came to Wednesday and pretty much gave her like a bunch of dead flowers. It was a gift from Tyler. She saw Tyler, but he just managed to get out of there. Tyler's not looking really good at all because he killed his master, and his health is starting to deteriorate. Back at Nevermore, Bianca and Ajax have been like hiding like Bianca's mom at like the school because like again like she's being hunted down by Gideon. Gideon is her like kind of like ex-husband who is this cult leader that is in charge of like the Morning Sun cult. Like he's been getting closer and closer, and they just pretty much gave her like a reassurance that hey, nothing bad ain't gonna really happen. Wednesday went up to the dorm room and Enid was pretty much like worried a little bit. Wednesday told Enid that she needed to hurry up and get up out of here because Tyler is coming and she's gonna like kill her. Enid told her like no, I'm gonna fight him. Enid and Wednesday kind of like had a little argument about like Enid leaving, and Enid stormed out. Around the whole school, everyone's getting ready for the Day of the Dead celebration. Pugsley was at like Gomez and Morticia's cottage, and pretty much he was like sad because like he feels like super like responsible for Slurp. Him and Gomez pretty much came up with an idea to like go look for Slurp from themselves, the zombie, or like trying to speed things up. Wednesday pretty much came up with an idea to basically like try to control the Hive using like Thornhill's like serum thing. Pugsley and Gomez have been like searching for Slurp all night, and eventually like Pugsley managed to find Slurp, but he's almost fully regenerated and he can talk now. Pugsley kind of let him go. It turns out the woman that like Wednesday kind of like helped escape from part 1 was actually Tyler's mom. And it turns out Tyler's mom and like Morticia were best buddies. Her name was Francois. She pretty much made a deal with like Morticia, telling her like, hey, I'll get my son and get up out of here and I'll leave permanently. Just help me find my son. Wednesday used Enid as bait to like lure like Tyler to like the rest of the Nightshades to like get him to like turn back into a Hive. And pretty much like Wednesday was this close to jabbing him with the needle, but then his mom came in and pretty much took him out of there. Then later on, like we kind of got like a little bit of like a Freaky Friday kind of episode where Enid and Wednesday kind of switched bodies. and kind of like live each other's lives for like at least a day. It was an attempt to like get like what was it, her powers back, but by doing that, she kind of like got like a new vision of the future where someone in the Addams family actually dies. Turns out the zombie that like Pugsley like reanimated was Isaac. Isaac was a Nevermore student and also like Tyler's uncle and Francois' brother. He's a Da Vinci and Gomez's best pal. Isaac's machine was designed to originally designed to like cure like Francois her powers. She wanted to like get rid of like being a Hyde and want to be a human, but Stormhurst kind of like perverted it and kind of like gave like outcasts their abilities. So pretty much like he met up with his sister and Tyler, and pretty much their plan was to like get the machine and to like fix it again. But that kind of got thwarted by Wednesday the first time. Also, we found out that Enid is some sort of like alpha wolf that can like transform without a full moon. But there's like a heavy cost. If she transforms during a full moon, she can like remain like a werewolf permanently. Eventually, like Dort was exposed. He was pretty much like the founder of Morning Song, that cult that Bianca and her mom was part of. And he kind of like got killed. It turns out back in the day when Gomez like went to Nevermore, he had the same powers that Pugsley has. He can like generate electricity as well. And like Isaac pretty much used his abilities to like power up his machine the first time, like back in the day, to try like cure like Francois, but the lab exploded. So they buried Isaac to pretty much like hide the evidence. We kind of got like a Thing origin story. Turns out Thing was actually like Isaac's right hand that came to life. Isaac kidnapped Pugsley, and pretty much like again we got like an epic final fight. In the end, Tyler's mom dies, Isaac is dead. Enid had to like become like an alpha wolf for real, and she couldn't like change back to human form again, and pretty much had to go on the run. Eventually like they all have to like leave Nevermore now because I think it's kind of shut down. And pretty much like Wednesday like pretty much went on a journey with Uncle Fester to help find Enid. Turns out the grandma pretty much locked Aunt Ophelia up this whole time, and there's like a vision, and she wrote on the wall saying that Wednesday must die, and that was the end of it. Okay, season 2, part 2, bro, it did not disappoint, man. I know that I really did love like the backstory. That Thing was actually like Isaac's right hand this whole time. Just saying, if you rewatch part 1 and the whole opening credits to like the first episode and the last episode, it was kind of obvious this whole time, but just wow though, that was pretty much a really good origin story though. Okay, there's only like one little Easter egg I managed to spot like immediately after like watching the first episode. If you guys pay attention, where like the bounty hunter was like talking to Judy about like how there's like only one more inmate left, and that was Tyler's mom. On that picture, it had the number 1938. And there's a fun fact in case you guys don't know. The Addams Family started out as like a comic book back in like 1938. It was created by this dude named Charles Addams. They didn't really have any names or like, I guess like any personality and stuff. They were just nothing but pictures and stuff. But like, the Addams Family did not get their names until like the 1960s TV show. So, nice little Easter egg though. Honestly though, the grandma being like involved in this whole thing, now that was pretty cool though. At this point, like, I'm just saying, Tim Burton, if you're possibly like watching this video right now, I would suggest like a full-blown Addams Family show, like after like Wednesday is said and done, that would be like a good way to like end the series though. Like we like stop like with Wednesday solo adventures, then like we go to full-blown Addams Family at that point. I'm just saying, that would be a good idea for a spin-off. Honestly though, it was pretty heartwarming and pretty, disturbing for for Francois, Tyler's mom and Tyler to be back together again. And the secret, house under like the doghouse. I'm not gonna lie, that is pretty cool though. Okay, I gotta talk about like the scene where pretty much like Francois hit Tyler. Okay, not saying like what she did was justified, but I can understand the reason like why she hit him. It was like her way of saying like, no, I wanna go back to like us having like a normal family and a normal life. Because like, again, it's been well established already that like Francois, like Tyler's mom, she hated being a Hyde. And the fact that like being a Hyde, yes, it comes with so many good sides with it. Like you're faster, you're stronger, you're more lethal than almost every single outcast. But it comes with serious drawbacks. And based on like everything we've seen so far, it looks like Hydes don't tend to live so long, even without a master. And it makes sense like why like Francois like wanted to get rid of the Hyde stuff anyway. Honestly, I did made up a fan theory about like how like Principal Dort and and Agnes pretty much were like Lois experiments. Pretty much like there was like a whole plot to like turn like regular humans into outcasts. and probably send him to Nevermore to possibly like control the Outcast community. Well, I was wrong about that. It looks like he was just a regular Outcast. Not part of the whole Los experiments or none of that like that. Okay, one of the most like interesting like plot twists is like that Gomez had powers the whole time. It turns out it's the same as Pugsley. I'm gonna be honest with you, when I speculated about like Gomez's powers, I did speculate that the fact that he probably had like superhuman reflexes, or like I guess some sort of like probability manipulation, because he seems to get pretty lucky all the time though. But oh well, he looks like he has an electrokinesis thing. So it looks like in like the Addams Family gene, it looks like the electrokinesis part tends to probably run through boys, because it looks like Wednesday didn't get it at all. So that would explain everything though. I really just like the idea of Weems, like, was it possibly being related to Wednesday this whole time? Bro, that was like another good, like, was it plot twist and kind of like surprising this season, is that like Weems is related to Wednesday because they're 13 something twice removed. Honestly though, I can't blame Weems for like wanting to torture and torment Wednesday from beyond the grave. Heck, if if anyone was responsible for my death, and I had a chance to like haunt them from beyond the grave, I would definitely do it, man. I'm definitely doing that. Like, there's no answer but nothing. Heck, sign me up. Okay, I guess for like now on, or maybe probably till next season. Okay, Thing is the OG, man. Thing is the GOAT, man. Because he really do got them hands for real, bro. I ain't messing with Thing no more. I ain't messing with him. But like, dang, man, his backstory is pretty cool though. Hopefully in season 3, like, we get like a little origin story behind Lurch. Because again, like, his backstory, like, once it comes to the Addams Family mythos, it is not as like fleshed out about like who like Lurch was before he even met the Addams Family. Like, what the heck is he? Even is he? Like, is he? Well, he kind of does resemble like a Frankenstein kind of like monster. So maybe he probably is that. I don't know. But hopefully again in season 3, they definitely need to give him an origin story, man. Because Thing got an origin story, we need Lurch to have an origin story, man. I'm surprised that the dance sequence to the new Lady Gaga song that was made for Wednesday is not like, not just was the song, but also like the dances. Like, no one's not on like TikTok or Instagram right now trying to like replicate that dance, because I'm just saying like they did the same. I'm just saying like when like was it Wednesday season 1 came out, and like everyone was doing the same like was it Raven dance, man. Everybody, like, it was all over the internet. The internet went wild. I'm surprised it didn't go wild this time. I really did like that music that was in the last episode that they used when like Isaac was like, you know, going through the montage of him like setting up his lab using his powers. I did like search like the internet and see if I could like find this like the song for that thing, and it's called like Toccata and Fugue. Oh, it was created by some composer back in the 1700s. That particular organ note, or I guess like music sheet, whatever, has been like used in almost every single like horror, like, you know, horror thriller kind of thing. It's mostly associated with Halloween, I promise you. You probably heard it at some point. You probably have heard it like probably being played during a commercial, like briefly for a brief second. But that song, I mean, it makes perfect sense to actually use that for Isaac's soundtrack to like, you know, like, while he's like using his powers to get his machine ready. Because I mean, after all, Isaac is pretty much a mad scientist, and given the fact that this is kind of like set in like, you know, the supernatural world, like, you know, where monsters and all that stuff is real, it makes sense to actually like use that, because again, Toccata and Fugue have been like used like around Halloween and stuff. Like, it's been heavily associated with horror, monster, and spooky stuff. I really did kind of appreciate it, like, was the episode where Enid and like Wednesday kind of like switched bodies. I mean, it was like a good way to like develop their character during the season. And over there, I just love like the whole body snatching like storylines in like movies and TV shows. I mean, even though it's old and cliche, but I still enjoy it though. And I gotta admit, man, just seeing Jenna Ortega just dance like that, bro, it just, bro, that just made me laugh, man. At least we know like the whole like, what was it, color allergy thing that Wednesday mentioned in season 1 is not like really a joke. It really does actually happen to Wednesday. Okay, this gotta be pointed out here. I just can't afford to ignore that. Okay, I mean, if you guys have been paying attention like throughout like the part 2, you notice that something's very weird with Francois and like Isaac's relationship. I mean, bro, I know they're brother and sister and they're close and all, but they're just, bro, every way they interact with each other, it's not brother and sister like, man. I'm just telling you, man. Like the way that what was it, like her, like the mom kind of like was like holding like Isaac's face like that. Brothers and sisters, like sisters do not hold their brother's face like that. And the way that she looks at him, like it looks like as if like that's like a lover kind of thing, man. Another piece of evidence to kind of like goes with this is when Isaac's like what was it, found out like Francois was dead, and he was about to kill Wednesday. He said, "You killed the only person that I love, not the only family that I have left in the world." Okay, that really does, I mean, just saying, my alarm bells definitely like went off after that, man. It just, wow. And I think Tyler kind of like knew, like, it was kind of like that a little bit, because I'm just saying, his hesitancy for a second, it just, or maybe it's just because he like, you know, looked like a zombie and stuff. Tyler, like, bro, it's obviously he somewhat knows, like, this is not, like, normal for, like, siblings at all. I really do feel bad for Tyler this season, man. Like, dang, he really gone through the ringer. Okay, I know this is not funny, but I'm just saying, man. I mean, everybody heard that song, Sweet Home Alabama. Well, it's Sweet Home Jericho. Okay, I know it's not funny, but I'm just saying, man. Your boy gotta laugh, man. I'm just saying, like, I mean, I know Tyler's situation is bad, and no one should ever, like, know something like that. Some people online kind of did speculate that, like, again, like, Tyler is actually, like, Isaac's son, but the timeline doesn't add up, though. I mean, Gomez and Morticia were, like, students at Nevermore, like, in the 90s, and given the fact that Tyler was supposed to be born in the 2000s, so the timeline doesn't add up. But that's just like a very dark like theory to like point out, you know. There's been a lot of chatter online about like, you know, Capri possibly being like the next big bad for season 3. I kinda do like that idea. I mean, don't you find it a little suspicious? Like, we did not like see her like wolf out or use any of her werewolf abilities, but yet she claimed to be half Hyde because her dad is a Hyde. Now that's a very interesting idea though. Like, we never actually heard about like a half Hyde, half werewolf hybrid. And my speculation, I think she might be more powerful than the average Hyde. I mean, there's a thing called like, what was it, hybrid vigor in science and biology, where basically like the hybrid animal or the hybrid species, whatever, they end up being like a little bit way stronger than like both parents. And we're already seeing like the level of damage that a regular Hyde could do. A Hyde could transform like whenever they want. They can always like transform on their own, while werewolves could transform at the full moon and get like extremely more powerful during a full moon. Just imagine like the amount of chaos that a particular hybrid like could be. So that's pretty much it for season 2, part 2 of Wednesday. Okay, bro, this season did not disappoint. It really didn't, man. It definitely lives up to the hype, man. Honestly, Lady Gaga showing up, bro, that gotta be very interesting. But your boy gotta go. Like, share, and subscribe. Follow me on Instagram. Check me on Twitter and Art. The links to everything is down below. And guys, if you want to get my videos played before they ever hit YouTube, head over to my Patreon page. The link is in the description down below. M3Boy, out.